This is the cabinet for 12 moves. It's going to be a cabinet of souls. It's a cabinet with lots of different compartments in it, which will be housing lots of different sized jars, and inside the jars will be something weird and wonderful. They'll be labelled and look quite sinister by the time the students in Evesham have spooked them up. Also inside the cabinet there are these very clever little motion sensor lights, so all of the jars will be illuminated and will be triggered off by people moving around the cabinet. This is the Catcher's Coat, which will be inspired by Forge Mill Needle Museum in Redditch. It's going to be a full-length coat, only the top half of it is made at the moment. I've kept it very plain because the children will be decorating it by things that they have seen and been inspired by at Forge Mill. It'll also have lots of things tied to it and attached to it, like magnifying glasses and jars and labels and tools and instruments. And by the time it's finished, it will be full length and go to the ground. I'm also looking at seeing whether the dress dummy can be moved or the coat can be moved, so perhaps that can form part of the performance. These are the sketchbooks that are going to be used by all of the students at the 6 museums, and they're going to form part of the installation. I have customised them to make them look a bit more Victorian-y and authentic, and they all have a label on the front and a wax seal. These are fish that I have in my freezer at the moment that tomorrow I'm going to be making some moulds of, and then going to be cast in plaster for Bewdley. Bewdley is going to be making a school of industrial steampunk fish. So I'm making the moulds tomorrow just so that the students get more time to make more fish, and they will be customising them with cogs and chains to make them look more industrial and inspired by the industry in Bewdley. In another part of the house, this is a chest of drawers that are going to be used for the Worcester installation, and it is going to be filled full of beetles made from recycled materials. At the moment it's just housing a lot of stuff. This is a page from my sketchbook. It shows a drawing of the Catcher's Coat with some additional ideas. I'm also we're going to have a go at some digital embroidery on a digital sewing machine, so I'm going to bring that into it. And as I said before, the coat is going to be covered by designs that the children have created and using Forge Mill as their inspiration from the needle cases and the displays that they have. This is a preliminary idea for Avonscroft. I'm working with the schools in Bromsgrove. It's going to be Fletcher's tent, which is going to look like this shape. It's going to be semi-transparent with lots of things sewn to it. It may be digital images, it may be things sewn into pockets, whatever they get their inspiration from their day at Avonscroft, basically. But this is the rough design of how it will look, and it will be life-size, tent size. This is another page from my sketchbook. This is how I see the steampunk fish for Bewdley. As I say, with this base of the plaster fish and with attachments like kitchen utensils and cogs and wheels and chains to make these fish more industrial, and then they will be mounted into boxes, display case kind of thing, these are some photographs that I took at Worcester Museum, and they are the inspiration for the drawers of insects that I'm going to be making with nunnery wood. And as I said before, they're going to be made from recycled materials and mounted onto card and then placed in the drawers, so the drawers can be opened, and then you will see hundreds of beetles and moths and insects